Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known as BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county of Sheridan, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning. It's August the 19th, 2019. The time 2:16 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement, support. I'm continuing to keep myself employed right here in this Memphis tri-state area. I'm continuing to further my education, Monroe College Online. I'll continue to pursue my associate degree studying business administration, concentrating tomorrow. At the present time, take a break and going to school, but in the very near future, I will be going back to Monroe College Online to continue to pursue my associate degree studying business administration, concentrating tomorrow. And this year, January 2019, I enrolled at this Health Tech Institute of Memphis, and it's right here in this Memphis tri-state area. And I enrolled in the medical assistant program. And reason for that is that back in 2009, 2010, I was a student at Remington College, and I was enrolled in the medical billing and coding program. Graduated with a diploma, but then graduated with the certification. You don't have the certificate, then you can't be employed in the healthcare field. So as I said, this year, 2019, I got enrolled at this Health Tech Institute of Memphis, and in the medical assistant program. And it's a 9-month program, and almost getting close to the finish. But I want to say this about this school, and I'm being very serious. I don't want nobody that's watching my video not to see that what I'm saying is serious. When I enrolled at school, I ain't never met these people before or nothing like that. It's some kind of like business, like small business or something like that. Some people, start their own business, then, it's just like somebody started a daycare or something. It's a business, it's a family business or whatever. So this school, I could have went some other school, but I really wasn't trying to be around a whole lot of other students, and I was just trying to get my certification in this medical assistant program. But ever since I've been enrolled at school, it's been something that's been coming to the light. That's why I say it's something because it was something I wasn't aware of, but it's being brought to the light. People not doing what's right. Not doing what's right. And they people not interested in trying to, to help. Make it sound like you're trying to do something to help the people in the community. No, they're not trying to help nobody in the community. These people are some criminals. Some criminals. You know what I'm saying? They need to be in a penitentiary somewhere. I'm serious. I don't want nobody watching my video not to see that I'm serious. These people need to be put in the penitentiary. State penitentiary, federal penitentiary. You got these women that come over to their school, and they be trying to, excuse me. I'll be honest with you. I don't know who all these people is. I don't know nobody person. Just like I don't know the people at that school personally. When I came over there. But when a person say they want to be a student, I don't know where they came from, whatever. But once you get over there, it seems like people have this perception that once they get over there, they either doing something for somebody else, or they coming over there for them people. And so, and then you can't think for yourself. You just some kind of sent out, I guess. You don't think for yourself. You just do whatever other people tell you. Either you doing what them people tell you at their school, or you doing what other people somewhere else telling you to do when you be at the school. Then when you're not at the school, just like right now, I'm not even at the school. I'm not at the school, and ain't none of the other students at the school. And it's like, them people at their school, they trying to find people out here in the community. They're supposed to be some kind of friend to them. and all this. But like I said, they not, they some criminals. They need to be in the penitentiary, state penitentiary, federal penitentiary. They know where they need to be. And some of them students, the same thing, need to be in the state penitentiary, federal penitentiary. That's where you need to be. And so don't let nobody fool you. Don't be fooled by these people. Whatever you do, don't be fooled by these people. They're not trying to do what's right. They're not trying to do it. They some criminals. They some criminals. That's what they are. And then they trying to on the inside of the building. People, they wait till they get to the inside of the building, then you want to almost like you trying to commit crimes in the building, and then like you can get away with it. And like I say, these people some criminals. They criminals. They need to be in the state penitentiary, federal penitentiary. That's what they need. And then people over at the church and the people in the neighborhood, they ain't no different. Need to be in the state penitentiary, federal penitentiary. They criminals. Now, one more thing I want to make sure I get cleared up. Want to continue to say the same, continue, because it's serious anyway. All this stuff about a gang and some street organizations and the sorority and the fraternity and these secret societies. You see this right here? You see that? Anti-gang. Anti-gang is not limited. Because see, we know where the word gang came from. We know what the word anti means. Anti means you're against gang. And see, when you see the word gang and you know the definition of the word gang, that's the reason why. Because that's not what the word gang means. What you try to make it mean. Being a criminal. And being a part of some kind of street organization. Well, see, that devil worship. See, it apply. Even though it might not say anti-devil worship. But when you say gang, you say you're a gangster and a mobster. And you go there and you talking about thug and crook and hoodlum and what's some of them other street slang? Boss and goon and throw all that other junk in there, hustler and pimp and whore and all that kind of nigga. It's still up under the same thing. See, anti-gang. Because see, the people who did that, it was them. See, the people that worship the devil, that's who did that. Gang stir, mob plus stir, gang plus stir. So anti-gang is not just limited to just gang. But see, anti-devil worship, against devil worship. And so want to continue, people on the East Coast, based on the history of America, people coming from the old world, the Indo-European, some of them, the Afro-Asiatic, the slave trade, the Niger Congo, people in the sub-Saharan Africa, the Niger Congo, being subjugated to slavery, and the East African slave trade, the West African or transatlantic slave trade, of Mexico, Central and South America, the Caribbean, the slave trade, and the pirates bringing slaves to America, to the East Coast, and also to the southern states, Galveston, Texas, slave port, New Orleans, Louisiana, slave port, the state of Mississippi, slave ports, Alabama, slave ports, the state of Florida, both sides on the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, slave ports, slavery and gang, the pirates, and the people who were so-called devil worshippers, you know, and you know, we're gonna continue to make it perfect. There ain't no such thing, no gang, ain't no mob, ain't no such thing, no devil worship. No such thing as worshiping the devil. All these old world secret societies, the sorority and the fraternity, there's no such thing as worshiping the devil. You be lying. You be lying. And all these so-called street organizations, you be lying. There's no such thing worshiping. There's no such thing. It's going back and listening to them people in the Old Testament, the king, the Pharaoh in Egypt, that not the first Pharaoh, in the book of Genesis. Go to the book of Exodus. The Pharaoh that wanted to make the children of Israel bondage, you know, put them in bondage and make their their task harder and all, you know, all the things in the book of Exodus. Excuse me, the children of Israel and all these other people that worship the devil, so-called devil worship. The Perizzites, the Hittites, the Hittites, the Girgasites, the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Moabites, the Canaanites, the Midianites, the Philistines. They were all devil worship, going after other gods. There is no other God. There's only one God. There is no other God. And so there ain't no such thing as people on the East Coast going up and down the East Coast talking about you in a gang and you over everybody else. No, you're not. You don't have no kind of literature that puts you over everybody else. You be lying. You be lying. Like I've been saying, you know, hand grenades. If, you know, ain't no need of wasting time because trying to convince nobody to do what's right. If you don't want to do what's right, don't expect nobody to sit there and don't expect nobody to sit idly by and let you bully and intimidate innocent men, women, and children, and not to defend themselves, not to stand up for themselves, and you're not right anyway. See, this the point I've been making from day one, is that you be lying. And I done proved it. I done showed everybody around the world there's no such thing as Saul from Tarsus being an apostle. Be lying. The Catholic Church lying. It ain't no such thing as listening to the people in the Old Testament, them old devil worshipers, them secret old world secret society, making up some kind of literature and all that. You be lying. You be lying. You be lying. And so the people in Chicago, Illinois, you know, continue, you know, like I say, get as many automatic rifles and don't stop. Keep as many automatic rifles in the state of Illinois, in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, and on the west side of Chicago. Get as many automatic rifles and keep as many automatic rifles. People, we ain't finna let nobody from outside this country ever again come to America and think you got some influence, because you don't. You don't have no influence, period. And ain't no such thing out there in Los Angeles, California, being no gangster, no mobster. Ain't no such thing, no gang. There ain't no such thing, nobody on the East Coast for you to listen to. It ain't nobody in Chicago, Illinois, telling nobody else, telling everybody else in the surrounding states of Illinois and down here in the southern states and anywhere else in this country. Talking about somebody in Chicago told to let the Bloods and the Crips walk around. No, that's a lie. We're going to get some more automatic rifles, put them in Chicago, and we're going to keep on saturating the city of Chicago with automatic rifles. I know you lying. I know you lying. Ain't nobody saying nothing like that. We're going to put some more automatic rifles in Chicago. I know doggone well. Nobody said that. Ain't nobody telling me to let the Bloods and Crips walk around. No, ain't nobody telling me nothing like that. No. Put some more automatic rifles in Chicago, Illinois. No, ain't nobody telling Eric nothing like that. No. But see, my point of view, don't accept, don't approve, and don't allow the Bloods and the Crips or anybody else. Because you lying. So when it comes to that so-called Blood gang and Crip gang, retaliate. Retaliate. And the reason being, because you lying. Because you lying, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. It ain't nobody in Los Angeles, California for anybody else to listen to. It ain't nobody in Los Angeles, California for you to listen to. You lying. Now, before I start my video, what time is it? 2:30, yeah. I know I was a few minutes behind, but before I start my Instagram video, I want to make sure my script's in. Now, this is one of the main reasons why this right here, sin and being a sinner, see, sin, being a sinner, being sinful. Now, when it comes to that devil worship, now when I make my video, I always show it to you, but I want to make sure, I want to be specific about that devil worship. And also I want to make sure to be specific about this Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He's a liar, he's a murderer, the devil. And also one last thing about the church. There's only one church. There's only one church. Ain't finna argue with nobody. Ain't finna be arguing and going back and forth. There's only one church. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the Son of God, established only one church. Matthew chapter 16, verses 13 through 19, and Matthew chapter 18, verses 15 through 20. There's only one church, only one. And evidence of that one church. There's only one church. Only one church. Only one. And it ain't the so-called name of the Church of Christ. No. There's only one church. And to one more thing before I start my video, some inspiration. Go to the book of Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 4. Matter of fact, I'm going to write it down. Hebrews chapter 4, verse number 12. This is a very, 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 very inspirational verse. The book of Hebrews chapter 4, verse number 12. And it reads, "For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." I'm going to read that one more time. I'm going to write it down. For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is the discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. And that was the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse number 12. And also we're going to turn to the book of Hebrews, chapter 12. Verses 1 through 29. I'm not going to read the whole chapter. There's a lot of verses to read, but I'm going to get my point across. I'm going to start with verse number 1. I'm going to start reading verse number 1. Wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which does so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. Now let me move down. Well, let me go to number 2. Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your mind. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. And and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto church, my son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he received. If you endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with son. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless afterward it giveth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. Wherefore lift up the hands which hang down, and the feeble knees. Okay. And make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. And so, like I said, read the whole chapter. That's Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 through 29. We'll read one more. That's Hebrews chapter 13, verses 1 through 9. Let brotherly love continue. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unawares. Remember them that are in bonds, as bound with them, and them which suffer adversity, being yourselves also in the body. Marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled. Excuse me. But whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. So that we may boldly say, the Lord is my help, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Remember them which have the rule over you, who have spoken unto you the word of God, whose faith follow, concerning the end of their conversation. Jesus Christ the same yesterday and today and forever. Be not carried about with divers and strange doctrines, For it is a good thing that the heart be established with grace, not with meats, which have not profited them that have been occupied therein. All this so-called devil worship. Just got to read. See, this is divine inspiration. This is divine inspiration. The book of Hebrews, the book of James, the book of 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st, 2nd Peter, and the book of John, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John, the book of Jude, the book of Revelation, divine inspiration, the book of Acts, divine inspiration. All that junk, them lies that Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, all those lies that he told in those epistles that he wrote, they all lies, all lies. So I'm gonna get ready to do my I'm gonna do my Periscope video. I'm gonna do my Instagram video first, and then after I do my Instagram video, I'm gonna do my Periscope video. Now let me write these scriptures down. So these are verses that we just got to going over now. I'm gonna get ready to do my Instagram video, like I said first, and then after do my Instagram video, I'm gonna do my Periscope video. And so, like I said, these are verses that I just got to read. As the book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse 12. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verses 1 through 29. The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verses 1 through 9. So like I say, what I'm gonna do. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna get ready and do my Instagram video first. Alright, this one. Do my Instagram video first, and after do my Instagram video, do my Periscope video. And while we talk about these verses, don't forget that occult stuff. That occult and all these different cult groups. I always put the information on my video, so don't be involved in it occult. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known BrightShine. I live right here in the city of Memphis, in the county, Chambers, in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning, August 19, 2019. The time is 2:53 a.m. First, I thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. These are these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now, the time is 2:55 a.m. I've been up making my video. It's just I'm just not starting my Instagram video because my YouTube channel is running. So I was, doing some things on my YouTube channel, and so now I'm just now starting my Instagram video, because I started my YouTube video at 2:15. Around 2:15, I started my I started my YouTube video. So I've been doing some talking on my YouTube channel. Now, what verse is it? First, I want to always give thanks to God. I always give thanks to God for all the blessings and the guidance that He provides us always. Always put God first. Always. Sometimes, if by chance I'm by mistake, forget. Not intentional. Sometimes I be doing things and might make a mistake and forget, but it be my intent to always give thanks to God for all the blessings and the guidance that He provides us always. I think what happened, the air conditioning in the house possibly gave me a little cold. The air be blowing through the vent, and the air kind of blowing on my head, and I think it kind of gave me a little head cold. So I had to take some Dayquil. I took some Dayquil, and I think it's cleared up. But I want to show you these verses. When in your spare time, you read these verses, read these Bible verses. But I'm going to continue to complain. I'm going to continue to speak out. People saying they are a gang. People saying they are a mob. They put the word stir on the end. Excuse me. And Webster's third new International Dictionary. Merriam-Webster's third new International Dictionary, it gives you the complete and total definition, meaning of the word gang. Oxford English Dictionary gives you the complete and total definition, meaning of the word gang, mob, stir, and any other word. And people be saying they are boss, they are goon, they are thug, they are crook, they are hoodlum, they are mac, they are player, they are pimp, they are whore, they are hustler, they are nigger. Field nigga house, it's all street slang. Street slang. People, it ain't nothing, there's nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. People all over the earth, first of all, communicate and use language. Now, examples of street slang, tic-tac-toe. Now, examples of street slang and music, hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, funk, doo-wop, bebop, street slang. Nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Now, people all over the earth use money, use currency, and they use exchange. And they make up street slang for money, currency, exchange. We can go to the quick reference, Wikipedia. We can look up money, currency, exchange. Now, here in the United States of America, examples of street slang for money, currency, exchange, books, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loot, moolah, Benjamin the dead president. It's street slang. Ain't nothing official, ain't nothing right about no street slang. And so Excuse me. And so when it comes to street slang, people make up all this stuff. You got to have education. Now, for example, I graduated high school. I earned a high school diploma. I do have some years of college. I haven't earned my associate degree in business administration, construction marketing from Monroe College. As of yet, I took a break from going to school. Now, some people, they didn't graduate high school, but they got a GED, and then they go on to college, take the ACT, SAT, and they earn a social degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD. Then you have those people who just didn't go that far in school, period. For whatever reason, they didn't finish school. And so, you didn't finish school, then you don't know reading, you don't know writing, you don't know math, you don't know science and technology. And then you don't know social studies. And when it comes to vocational technical training, you don't know they on-the-job training. Then you have those people who graduated high school, earned their high school diploma. They took the ACT and SAT, and they, they earned a social degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD, the sorority and fraternity. Now, the pre-13 colony history is so important. The pre-13 colony history is so important. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639, Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693, is the second oldest institution of higher learning in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December 5, 1776, the College of William and Mary, recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi First Sorority, founded in 1851, Wesleyan College, Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874, Syracuse University, Syracuse, New York. The first women's fraternity was at DuPont College in 18-something. Now, the basis of the sorority and fraternity is the old world secret societies. For example, the Eastern Stars, the Freemasons, and they be talking about Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt. 1390-1425, mentioned in the Hollowell manuscript, the Regis poem, the Cook manuscript. And also the Dowling manuscript. Now, examples of them old world secret societies: Skull and Bones, Rosicrucian, the Sons of Liberty, Thug Society, the Prior Scion, the Order of Templar Orientis, the Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodmen, the Ancient Arabic Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Prue Order of Reverend, the Pio Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons, the Lower Order Moose, the Elks, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Bethesda, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Foresters Society, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veiled Prophets of the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grange, the Ancient Order of Herbanans, the Opus Dei, the Knights Templar, the Scottish Rite. This is just a few. It's a more. It's a more of these old world secret societies. It's just a few. the Spanish Garduna, the Carbonaria, the Black Hand. You say Mafia, it's Afro-Asiatic. You say Cosa Nostra, it's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, the Osirica. These are just a few of these so-called street organizations, street gangs, criminal, organized crime, devil worship. And so, don't be misled by the sorority and the fraternity, because the sorority and fraternity, the basis of the sorority and fraternity is them old world secret societies. So don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Don't be misled by these old world secret societies. They be lying. It is based on that so-called devil worship. There's no such thing. No such thing as worshiping the devil. If you claim to be worshiping the devil, you got a psychological problem. You do. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. God is punishing the devil. You can't worship the devil. God has never condoned anybody else being worshipped except God. Said, I'm a jealous God. You can't worship the devil. You might well see a psychiatrist. I think you need to see a psychiatrist or psychologist. Because I'm serious. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. God already told you, I'm going to punish the devil, but I want to bless you. How is it that you would turn down, reject your blessing from God, and to be punished by God with the devil? You have a mental problem. You have a mental problem. Now, don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. The sorority and fraternity, those rituals that they do, those rituals, is devil worship. The initiation ritual, devil worship. They try to include devil worship. They try to do it in a sneaky, conniving way. You know what I'm saying? Hazing. The United States Department of Justice already made it clear that hazing is a crime. The sorority and fraternity, they criminals. They commit a crime. You got to get hazed into the sorority and fraternity. In all this initiation ritual. Devil worship. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. The sorority and fraternity, they commit crimes on and off the college and university campus. They use and abuse tobacco, chewing tobacco, cigarettes, cigars. They put drugs in the cigarettes and cigars. Excuse me. And they indulge in gambling and games of chance. They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activity, rob, steal, cheat, lie. You know what I'm saying? They assault, harass, extortion, bribery, whatever, whatever you name it. They can, they indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Look, Don't join the sorority fraternity. Get out of the sorority fraternity. Discourage others from having any. Don't join and get out of the sorority fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Renounce the Mole World Secret Society. Renounce the sorority and the fraternity, as well as street organizations, street gangs that be influenced by the sorority and the fraternity and in them old world secret society. Renounce them all. Denounce the whole idea, whole concept of these old world secret society, the sorority and fraternity. Denounce all these street organizations, street gangs. They criminals. They criminals. The sorority and fraternity, they work and they manage the businesses, the companies, and the corporations. They use and misuse the background check. They commit crimes against humanity, atrocities, violations of human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, and water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment. They destroy nature. They destroy wildlife. Look, don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. They're criminals. Don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you. Look, this is the International Bill of Human Rights. Now, this is the Convention on Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. And this is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. This is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. And this is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. And this is Fauna and Flora International, was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. And this is the world's oldest global environmental organization. The International Union for the Conservation of Nature, and also the World Wildlife Fund. as you can see, these organizations, they trying to end, they trying to stop all the crimes for these old world secret societies, the sorority and the fraternity, as well as these so-called street organizations, street gangs, the crimes that you commit. And some more. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights, Frontline Defenders, Human Rights Without Frontiers, International Service for Human Rights. Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, Conservation Fund, Legal Conservation Voter, Earth Watch, Institute for Service Association, Earth Justice, the Conservation Volunteer, Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, the Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organization, Rainforest Alliance, the Rainforest Action Network, Biodiversity International, Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, and Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, Oceanic Society, Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. See, these are just a few. There are many, many more organizations that are trying to end, trying to stop all the crimes that these old world secret societies, the sorority and the fraternities, the so-called street organizations, street gangs, that they commit. And so, don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Now, this is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. Now you have state names. You have districts, counties, regions. Native American name, First American, You know. Okay, these are state names: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. Now let me scroll all the way down to the bottom where it says see also. And then you have a list of place names of indigenous origin in the Americas. See, they devil worship, so-called devil worship. The pirates, piracy, the pirates. You understand? So-called devil worship. Now, this is the National Gang Center Bulletin. This is the Office of Juvenile Justice and Links Prevention. And like I said, this is the National Gang Center Bulletin, and the title of the bulletin is History of Street Gangs in the United States, and written by Mr. James C. Howell and Mr. John P. Moore. Mr. John P. Moore. Now, when you read the bulletin, then you know there are books in the bulletin. There are books in the bulletin to refer to. And then when you read those books, they'll have information for you to refer to, because the writer of the book, they refer to various information. So they have to make sure they put that information in their book. And then you'll refer to that information, and so on and so forth. And so let me scroll down to the bottom. Alright, scroll down to the bottom, and as you at the bottom, it gives you the references. So while you're reading the bulletin, there are books in the bulletin for you to refer to, and then read those books. Now let me say this: the same information, and then again, it's the National Gang Center Bulletin. That's the Office of Juvenile Justice and Linkage Prevention, and that is the United States Department of Justice. The title of this bulletin is "The History of Street Gangs in the United States," and you can find the same information on the quick reference Wikipedia, and it's titled "Gangs in the United States." So let's go there. So when you're reading this information on the quick reference Wikipedia, and it's titled "Gangs in the United States," the same information from the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice, the Linkage Prevention, the bulletin titled "The History of Street Gangs in the United States." Now you have reasons for joining, activities and type, demographics, history, so on and so forth. And so let me see. See also crime in the United States, gang, organized crime, so on and so forth. List of gangs in the United States. Then you have references. So scroll through the references, so on, and then external links and so on and so forth. Now, when it comes to crime, organized crime, devil worship, organized crime, because that's basically what it is. It's that so-called devil worship, and then the devil worship was trying to be organized. And one of the biggest devil worshipers, trying to be organized, is the Catholic Church. It was the Jews, and you know who the Jews were. They those ancient people in the Old Testament that God told you not to listen to. You understand? The Perizzites, the Girgasites, the Jebusites, the Hittites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Moabites, the Canaanites, the Philistines. They were so-called devil worshippers. And God told the children of Israel to utterly destroy them for going after other gods. Now, and as you know, that's who the Jews were. Now, the Catholic Church and all their particular churches, the Latin Rite, the Alexandrian Rite, the Armenian Rite, Byzantine Rite, East Syrian Rite, West Syrian Rite, is devil worship, organized crime. And as you know, Saint Ignatius of Antioch wrote several letters One of the letters that Saint Ignatius of Antioch wrote, he wrote to the Smyrnaeans. And in that letter, he wrote the phrase, Catholic Church. That's a sin. There's no such thing as no Catholic Church. And as you know, after that, Saint Ignatius of Antioch, in front of 50,000 plus fans at the Roman Colosseum, was eaten alive by lions. Not one lion, lions, plural. Anyway, the Protestant Reformation movement churches, the 95 Theses, that's the Catholic Church. Devil worship, organized crime. Excuse me. You have major branches, minor branches in the denominational movement. You have other developments. You have related movements. That's the Catholic Church. The Protestant Reformation movement churches, the 95 Theses, that is the Catholic Church. Devil worship, organized crime. The American Restoration Movement, Stone Campbell Movement Church, the Churches of Christ, the Unaffiliated Christian Church, Church of Christ Congregation, the Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. You understand? That's the Catholic Church. It's the Catholic Church. They claim they're going back to the 1st century. There's no such thing. They made it up. They lied. It's devil worship, organized crime. And then you have all these other man-made religious organizations. What's the name? L. Ron Hubbard, Scientology, the Mormon Church. Excuse me. The Mormon Church, the Church of Mormon, Latter-day Saints, and all that. There's no such thing. You're lying. The Amish, the Mennonites. You're lying. There's no such thing. All these cult groups, for example, Jim Jones, David Koresh, the man-made group organization claiming they're a prophet. The Zoroaster, Islam, this Prophet Muhammad, that's the Sunni Muslim. Prophet Ali, that's the Shiite Muslim. The Baha'i, they claim they had some man claim he's a prophet. And then the Sikhs, some man claim he a prophet, wrote a book. Then you have all these other groups, like, for example, the Moorish Science Temple, the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation, the American Muslim Society, Khalid Muhammad. Khalid Muhammad, he was affiliated with the Nation of Islam. He started the new Black Panther Party. You have all these various black Hebrew Israelite groups. For example, over there in Israel, Ben Ami. There's no such thing, no black Hebrew Israelites. The Rastafarian movement. You have all these various Pan-Africanists. See, it's the Catholic Church. It goes, and then, it goes all the way back to the Jews. It is devil worship. Devil worship. It's devil worship. Organized crime. It's devil worship. Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He's a liar. He's a murderer. He's the devil. And all these man-made religious organizations, they be using those epistles that Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, he wrote. For example, Romans chapter 16, verse 16, salute one another with an holy kiss. The church with the suffix is churches of Christ salute you. He's not no apostle. He was lying. He is not no apostle. He lied. He lied. Another verse that the man-made religious organization be using, that Saul from Tarsus self-proclaimed Apostle Paul wrote, 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 4, so that we ourselves glory in you in the church with the suffix es, churches of God, for your patience and faith and all your persecution and tribulation that ye endure. This is a list of occult terms. Now this is a list of occult symbols. world religions and occult symbols. And these are occult symbols. Now, now I'm gonna get ready to end my Instagram video. Then I'm gonna do my Periscope video. And now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. There's no such thing as worse from the devil. No such thing. I just ended my Instagram video, so now I'm gonna do my Periscope video. Hello everybody, my name is Eric D. Johnson, also known by BrightShine, right here in the city of Memphis in the county is in the state of Tennessee. Today's date is early Monday morning, August the 19th, 2019. The time 3:57 a.m. First thing, thank all my family, my support for your continued encouragement and support. Anti-gang. Anti-gang. Now let me say this about saying anti-gang. Now, when you say anti, you saying against. You against gang. Now the people that say gang, the Indo-European people, the word gang does not mean being in a street organization, some type of street group, criminals committing crimes. The word gang, according to the Merriam-Webster's Third New International Dictionary, the Oxford English Dictionary, it means go. Basically, that's what it means, go. But what the criminals try to make you think that the word gang meant getting into stealing and robbing and killing. That ain't what that was, being a criminal. That's not what the word gang means. And the people who did that, they were devil worship. They were devil worship. So when you say anti-gang, you're against devil worship. You're against devil worship. You're against devil worship. Now these are just a few of the free logo design websites that you can go to make anti-gang logo. Now I just excuse me. The house air conditioner possibly gave me a little head cold. You know, the air be coming through the vent and it blow down on top of my head, so a little head cold. I took some Dayquil. And to help, but I think the house air conditioner kind of gave me a little cold. But I just ended my Instagram video about 5 minutes ago, and I appreciate everyone watching my Periscope video. My YouTube channels I always record to watch my Instagram video, of course. But when I started my YouTube channel, I read some Bible verses and give people some inspiration. And that's what these are. Some verses from the Bible, the New Testament. The book of Hebrews, chapter 4, verse number 12. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verses 1 through 29. The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verses 1 through 9. Now I'm going to continue to complain. I'm going to continue to speak out. People saying they're a gang, they're a mob. They put the word stir on the end. Merriam-Webster's Third New International Dictionary, Oxford English Dictionary give you the complete and total definition and meaning of the word gang, mob, stir, any and every other word. People all over the earth, first of all, communicate, use language. And people saying they're a boss, they're a goon, they're a thug, they're a crook, they're a hooligan, they're a mac, they're a player, they're a pimp, they're a whore. People saying they're a hustler, people saying they're a nigga. Feel nigga, house nigga. It's street slang. Nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Now, examples of street slang: tic-tac-toe. Examples of street slang in music: hip and hop, rock and roll, swing, groove, jazz, blues, funk, doo-wop, bebop, street slang. Nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Now we can go to the quick reference. We can look up money, currency exchange. People all over the earth use money. They use currency, they use exchange, and they make up street slang for money, currency exchange. Here in the United States of America, examples of street slang for money, currency exchange. Bucks, rack, stack, bands, bread, dough, scratch, loot, moolah, Benjamin, dead presidents. Ain't nothing official, nothing right about no street slang. Now, you have to have education. You have to have education. Now, I have education. I graduated high school, earned a high school diploma. I do have some years of college. I haven't earned my associate degree in business administration, concentration mark from Monroe College. As of yet, I took a break. But in the very near future, I will be going back to Monroe College online and continue to pursue my associate degree study in business administration, concentration mark. Now, some people, some people, they didn't graduate high school, but they earned a GED, and then they took the ACT, SAT, and earned a bachelor, associate degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD. Then you have some people that just didn't finish school, period. They ain't finished school, period. For whatever reason, you don't know reading, you don't know writing, you don't know math, you don't know science and technology, you don't know social studies, you don't know vocational and technical training, you don't know, but I mean, on the job training is on the job training. Yeah. But then you have those people that did, graduated high school, and they earned their high school diploma. They took the ACT, SAT, then earned a social degree, bachelor degree, master degree, PhD, a sorority and fraternity. Excuse me. Now, it's the reason why the pre-13 colony history is so important. The pre-13 colony history is very important. Harvard University is the oldest institution of higher learning in the United States, founded March 13, 1639, Cambridge, Massachusetts. William and Mary College, Williamsburg, Virginia, founded February 8, 1693. Second oldest institution of higher learning here in the United States of America. Phi Beta Kappa Society, founded December the 5th, 1776. The College of William and Mary is recognized as the first Greek letter student society in North America. Alpha Delta Pi, first sorority, founded in 1851, Wesleyan College, Macon, Georgia. The first organization to adopt the word sorority was Gamma Phi Beta, established on November 11, 1874, Syracuse University in Syracuse, New York. Now, the basis of the sorority and fraternity, and also the first women's fraternity, was at DePaul College, 18 something. Now, the basis of the sorority and fraternity is the old world secret society. For example, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons. And they be talking about Euclid, the mathematician, lived in Alexandria, Egypt, 1390, 1425. Mentioned in the Holloway manuscript, the Regent poem, the Cook manuscript. And also the Dowling manuscript. And Examples of them old world secret society: Skull and Bones, Rosicrucian, the Son of Liberty, the Thug Society, the Private Scion, the Ordo Templar Orientis, the Knights of the Golden Eagle, the Woodmen, the Ancient Arab Order, the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine, the Approved Order of Women, the P.O. Sisterhood, the Eastern Star, the Freemasons, the Elks, the Lower Order of Moose, the Bilderberg Group, the Ku Klux Klan, the Knights of Pythian, Knights of Columbus, the Illuminati, the Fathers of Society, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, the Mystic Order of the Veiled Prophet of the Enchanted Realm, the United Order of the Golden Cross, the United Ancient Order of Druids, the National Grand, the Ancient Order of Hermanans, the Opus Dei, the Knights Templar, the Scottish Rite, just a few. There's some more. The Spanish Garduna, the Carbonarian, the Black Hand. You say Mafia, that's Afro-Asiatic. You say Cosa Nostra, that's Latin. The Triad, the Yakuza, the Osirica. It's just a few. It's some more. It's some more. I didn't name all of them. It's just a few. And so don't let the sorority and the fraternity mislead you. The basis of the sorority and fraternity is them old world secret societies. See, that's where all that devil worship and that organized crime come from. They think they got some information from these ancient devil worship people. For example, the Gergesites, the Jebusites, the Hittites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Amorites, the Moabites, the Midianites, the Philistines. These are the people that, just like the ancient Egyptians, the Pharaoh, who made the children of Israel be in bondage and all that. These people were ancient devil worshippers. They were ancient devil worshippers. And so the sorority and the fraternity and these old world secret society, they try to make you think that they got some information. And they the only ones who know. They some devil worship. And there's no such thing as worshiping the devil. They be lying. They be lying. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. Never has been, never will be. And so, don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. The United States Department of Justice, hazing is a crime. Hazing is a crime. And the sorority and fraternity, they use hazing as part of the initiation ritual. Those initiation rituals, devil worship. It's devil worship. See, they try to sneak in and conniving way to try to include that devil worship. That's what they do. That's what the sorority and fraternity do. They lie. They commit crimes on and off the college and university campus. They use and abuse tobacco, chewing tobacco, cigarette, cigar. They put drugs in the cigarette, cigar. They indulge in gambling and games of chance. They use and abuse alcohol and drugs. They indulge in immoral activities. They rob, steal, cheat, assault, harass, burglary, extortion, bribery, you name it. We'll be here all day. But They indulge in sexual deviance and depravity. Don't be misled by the sorority fraternity. Don't let the sorority fraternity mislead you. Get out of get out of the sorority and the fraternity. Don't join the sorority fraternity. Discourage others from getting involved or continue to be a part of the sorority fraternity. Expose the sorority fraternity. Denounce all those old world secret society, the sorority and the fraternity, street organization, street gang, devil worship. Renounce all these old world secret society, the whole concept and idea of a secret society, and these sororities and fraternities, and these street organizations, street gangs, street groups, these criminals. Renounce. Don't let the sorority and fraternity mislead you. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. The sorority and fraternity, you know, they work and manage the businesses, companies, and corporations. They use and misuse the background check. They commit crimes against humanity, atrocities that violate human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing. All forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment, they destroy nature, and they destroy wildlife. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Don't be misled by the sorority and fraternity. Now, this is the International Bill of Human Rights. Now, this is the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. This is the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. And this is the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child. And this is the world's oldest human rights organization, Anti-Slavery International. And this is the International Federation for Human Rights. This is the world's oldest international conservation organization, BirdLife International. This is Fauna and Flora International was the world's first international wildlife conservation organization. And this is the world's oldest global environmental organization, International Union for the Conservation of Nature, and also the World Wildlife Fund. There were just a few. There were some more. Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, Global Rights Frontline, the Defenders of Human Rights Not Frontier, the International Service for Human Rights, Conservation International, Wildlife Conservation Society, the Conservation Fund, the Legal Conservation Board, Earth Watch Institute, Conservancy Association, Earth Justice, the Conservation Volunteer, Wildlife Conservation Network, Endangered Wildlife Trust, Biodiversity and Nature Conservancy Association, Rare Species Conservation Center, the Wildlife Research and Conservation Trust, the Rainforest Trust, the International Rainforest Conservation Organizations, the Rainforest Alliance, the Rainforest Action Network, Biodiversity International Earth Day Network, Environmental Defense Fund, the Friends of the Earth, Friends of Nature, Greenpeace, the Nature Conservancy, Wildlife Conservation Society, Soil and Water Conservation, Clean Water Action, World Water Council, Marine Conservation Institute, Marine Conservation Alliance, Oceanic Preservation Society, the Oceanic Society, the Global Ocean Commission, the International Marine Life Alliance. Now, there were just a few. There are some more. There are many, many more organizations, such as one I just mentioned. They tried to end, they tried to stop the crimes that the old world secret societies, the sorority and fraternity, street organization groups, gangs, that they are trying to commit. The sorority and fraternities, you know, they work and they manage the businesses, companies, corporations. They use and misuse background check. They commit crimes against humanity, atrocities. They violate human rights and civil rights, inhumanity, genocide, and ethnic cleansing, all forms of discrimination and harassment. They pollute the air, ground, water, as well as noise pollution. They destroy the environment, they destroy nature, they destroy wildlife. Don't let the sorority and the fraternity, them old world secret society, the street organizations, street gangs, criminals, don't be misled. There's no such thing as devil worship. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. Now, when it comes to worshiping the devil worship organized crime, the Catholic Church, all their particular churches, the Latin Rite, the Alexandrian Rite, the Armenian Rite, the Byzantine Rite, the East Syrian Rite, the West Syrian Rite. That's the Catholic Church, and all their particular church, devil worship, so-called organized crime. The Protestant Reformation movement churches, the 95 Theses. That's the Catholic Church. Devil worship, organized crime, major branches, minor branches, interdenominational movement, other developments, and related movements. The Protestant Reformation movement church in 95 Theses. Devil worship, organized crime. Is the Catholic Church. The American Restoration movement, Stone Campbell movement churches. That's the Catholic Church. Churches of Christ, unaffiliated Christian church, Church of Christ congregation. Excuse me, the Christian church, Disciples of Christ. Again, the American Restoration movement, the Stone Campbell movement. That's the Catholic Church. It's devil worship, organized crime. And see, they be claiming they're going back to the first century. They're going back to the first century, all right. They're going back to the Catholic Church. Saint Ignatius of Antioch. He wrote several letters. One of the letters Saint Ignatius of Antioch wrote, he wrote to the Smyrnaeans. And in that letter that Saint Ignatius of Antioch wrote to the Smyrnaeans, he wrote the phrase Catholic Church. And after that, in front of 50,000 plus fans, at the Roman Colosseum, Saint Ignatius of Antioch was eaten alive by lions. The lions, plural, meaning more than one. He was eaten alive. He was alive. And so, the man-made religious organizations. For example, Scientology, the Mormons, the Latter-day Saints. The Amish, the Mennonites. The Amish, the Mennonites. All these different type of cult groups like Jim Jones and David Koresh. And so these man-made religious, so-called religious organizations. And Zoroaster, the Zoroastrians. He was a prophet, so-called prophet. Islam, Prophet Muhammad, Sunni Muslim, Prophet Ali, Shiite Muslim. The Baha'i, they had a prophet. The Sikhs, they had a prophet. And then, he wrote a book. And there's some more man-made religious organizations. The Moorish Science Temple, the line. the Nation of Islam, the 5% Nation, the American Muslim Society. Khalid Muhammad was affiliated with the Nation of Islam. He started the new Black Panther Party. All these various black Hebrew Israelite groups. For example, over there in Israel, Ben Ami, the Rastafarian movement, the Pan-Africanists, all the Pan-Africanists, devil worship. And Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul. He's a liar. He's a murderer. He's a liar. He's a murderer. He's the devil. Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, he wrote all those epistles. And in those epistles, he wrote, he called himself an apostle. He wasn't lying. He's not no apostle. And all these man-made religious organizations, they use they use those epistles that he wrote. For example, Romans chapter 16, verse 16. Salute one another with the holy kiss of the church, with the suffix ES, churches of Christ. Salute you. Second Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 4, so that we ourselves glory in you in the church with the suffix ES of God for your patience and faith and all your persecution. And all your persecution and tribulation that ye endure. Now this is a list of occult. This is a list of occult terms. Now this is a list of occult symbols. Now these are world religions and occult symbols. Now these are occult symbols. It's and so as you can see, all that devil worship. But see, there's no such thing as worshiping the devil. Never has been. It never will be. God never condoned worshiping something other than God was a jealous. God is a jealous God. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. Where do you get that from? You be lying. You be lying. There's no such thing as worshiping the devil. You're a liar. And you're going to be punished with the devil. And to be honest with you, anybody that's walking around talking about they're a devil worshiper, you have a psychological or mental problem. Because when you read God's word, God tells you over and over, continuously, constantly telling you, He does not tolerate being defiant, being disobedient. God repeatedly tells you and shows you He does not condone disobedience. He does not condone defiance. No such thing. No such thing. God said He gonna bless you. And then you're gonna sit up and talk about you gonna worship them. You have a psychological problem, some kind of mental problem. You need to see a psychiatrist, you need to see a psychologist. You have a mental problem. System update. Almost done. System update is almost done. About 70 some percent. it done. Still, still a little part of the update. Excuse me. But in the meantime, just like I've been devil worship. No such thing worse from the devil. No such thing worse from the devil. Saul from Tarsus, the self-proclaimed Apostle Paul, a liar, a murderer, the devil. All those epistles that he wrote, they all lies, some junk. What do you do with junk? Throw it away. No need to worry about those epistles. They all lies. They were put in the Bible by the devil worship to deceive you. Now this is a list of place names of Native American origin in the United States. Now these are state names: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Connecticut, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, New Mexico, North and South Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Wisconsin, Wyoming. We'll scroll down where it says see also. List of place names of indigenous origin in Americas. Now, as you know, that piracy is devil worship. Piracy, the pirates, devil worship. Devil worship, so-called devil worship. No such thing worshiping the devil. Now, the United States Department of Justice, the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, the National Gang Center Bulletin, and the title of the bulletin, History of Street Gangs in the United States. And it was written by Mr. James C. Howell and John P. Moore. Now, there are books in the bulletin. I'm going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. References. Now, in this bulletin, there are many books to refer to. And then when you refer to the book also have references for you to refer to. So refer to the references. Now, this same information, the same exact information can be found. The same information. It can be found on the quick reference, Wikipedia. It'll be titled Gangs in the United States. And then you have reasons for joining, activities and type, demographics, history, so on and forth. And then see also crime and like I said, gang, organized crime, so on and forth, and references. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video. You know, it'd be part 1, and it's gonna be titled with the date part 1. It'll be dated August 19, 2019, part 1.